So now we're painting. We paint the model. I'm doing this everything is done with the mouse. The painting is done with the mouse, so you don't have to. I mean, I just to show you it's possible. Even with the mouse, it's possible. I'm painting a lot of stuff with the mouse. It's not that hard. Try to match the strength and match the size of the brush, and you'll be fine. It's not that hard. You just have to try it. And don't be scared, because if you're scared, you don't try anything in life. And if you don't try, you don't get experience, and you'll be scared again because you didn't improve. So you have to hurt yourself a bit. You have to try it. If it's bad, it's bad. That won't hurt you. I mean, it will a bit, but once you're bad once, bad twice, you'll be better the next time. So if you're better the next time, you improve and you learn. That's how humans are supposed to learn. You can't learn if you don't copy things. You copy things and you try to match. Once it's matched, that means you're good. If you don't match it at 100%, that means you're learning. Then learn it. Don't cry over it, just learn. It's not a crime. It's not bad. You don't have to be hard on yourself. The people you watch that are doing it for a long time, and they never gave up. So if they do it for a long time, it's quite easy to say they may be the best at what they do, and maybe that's the best thing they do in life. You know. So it's what give them to eat. So you can't match it in 2 days. It's impossible. This stuff takes a lot of time. You don't necessarily have to put a lot of your time in one day. It may be 1 hour, maybe two, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I'm not joking when I'm saying when I started doing Blender, I couldn't watch the screen more than 5 minutes. It gave me a bad headache. It was very hard to learn. But once you get it, then you get comfortable. And once you're comfortable, you will improve. Everybody will improve. I'm telling you, everybody. You can be someone who never touched a PC. You will improve because that's how we works. So, and I put the black lines there, but I was making an error because once you put the outline modifier, those lines will appear naturally. So I'm doing that, but I will probably delete it later. And I will, because this is a voiceover, so I know I will. So if you do everything with the mouse, like I'm doing right now to show it's possible, you will have problems because the lines are quite hard to make it crisped. You can't make it the line perfect because you will wobble. I have very wobbly hands. I mean, I shake a lot, and I shake way more than you think. But but you have to know, if you have shaky hands, that doesn't mean you won't be able to make art, because shaky hands is not the end of the world. There is a lot of stuff that can make up for it. If you go to stroke, I think you can put a stabilizer, and if you stabilize, then every line you will do will be fine. You can literally draw with everything in there. Everything can be used as a pencil, and you will be able to draw. Can be a mouse, it can be a joystick. If you want to draw with a joystick, you will be able to do it because There is so much tool to make it easier now because this stuff is already that hard. Don't make it harder. If you need to make a drawing, use reference. If you need to put ideas together, then try to make it as simple as it is. Don't think those people are not making easy things for them. This is hard stuff. That means it's hard on you. Once you start, it gets easier. But if you're doing it for the first time, it will look very hard. But as I said, hard stuff are just long stuff. So it's a succession of small stuff. Break it down and you will be able to make it good. As you can see, I'm trying a lot of time. I'm messing up a lot of time because I don't have the drawing tablet. I'm on the mouse, and when it comes to lines, then on the mouse it's a lot harder because you have to you have to understand that when you draw, if you go fast, if you do a fast stroke, this stroke will be more precise than the slow one because everybody have shaky hands. So don't try to find excuses. You will have shaky hands. I have shaky hands. Lot of artists have shaky hands. What makes up for that is they do fast strokes. Fast strokes will limit the amount of time you will have shaky hands while you're doing the stroke. So if you do a fast stroke, you won't have a shaky line because it's a fast stroke, right? So the problem of fast strokes is that they used to be a long stroke. So when you need a short or a medium short stroke, you will naturally come back to slow strokes. And that's a problem because that's what will make a shaky line. And once the line is shaky, you have to redo it or you have to make it up. See right there, it's a slow stroke, and I've done it like 5 times already, and it's still not lined up because it's not fast enough. You have to make it a little bit faster. I'm trying to make it up with sculpting the line because it's very close. So once you go far, you don't notice it. But if you need a very, very crisp drawing, then do fast strokes. That's what gives you the most precision. It's very ironic, but the faster you will go in drawing, the better precision you will have. Because if you go slow, you will be shaky. If you are shaky, then you have to redo it. Or you can do a shaky drawing, that could be a style, if you like it, but it's as you wish. Just notice that a fast stroke is always more effective than a slow one. The problem with the fast stroke is you don't know where it ends, you don't know where it begins, and it's quite long, and if you need a short one, then you have problems too. But that's the better way. You're better off missing stroke going fast than going slow and having a shaky stroke. Because the texture will be shaky, right? So try a fast stroke and try another fast stroke and do it again. And do it when you have it right, then you have it right. Don't try to make a drawing with a minimum stroke because it will cause issues. Then that's only my point of view. Maybe some people have different point of view. I respect that. What I see working for me is what I'm telling. So it's what I'm trying to teach you. I can't teach something I don't know. That's logic. So I try to match the swing of the brush so I can go over it because those lines are the bleed when we project the texture with the UV. then it's bleed a bit on the under the jaw and maybe over the top, and the face is on the back. So once you start drawing, you will have a lot of issue like that. You just have to fix it and draw it. It's quite easy. This model is not that hard. It's only one color or two for for some location. So don't be scared. If you can't make it, if you can't make it now, you can make it later. It's not something you have to cry about or be hard on yourself for that. Life is already hard as it is. So if you want to have a hobby or if you want to have maybe a future work, then you have to be a bit kind on yourself. And it's not that hard. Just do it and don't punish it. Don't punish yourself. You are the best weapon you have. So don't try to jam it. Try to just use your weapon as you can. So you can do work faster or maybe have a good hobby. So the model is pretty finished. The rest is pretty much some low stuff, some maybe the ear or something like that. It's maybe it's not identical because once you bring stuff in the 3D space, it's always different. Always. So I'm erasing the lines and that's it. So what's it's left is some problem I had with the eyes because the eyes is once you use outline modifier and you put the stuff inside the head, the eyes inside the head, then you will have a see-through from the face because the light is basically in a mesh with inverted normals. Once you invert normals, that means you will be able to see the mesh that's under. You know what I mean? Inverted normals with backface culling will get you that. If you have same drawing in both faces, some stuff like Unreal or maybe Unity do that. That means you have a double face. Then you won't be able to see the outline, I think. But this one, if you go inside, you will see the back face with the drawing. I mean the what I drew. But if you do it with the outline, then it will be just invisible because that's how the technique works. You can look for inverted owl method, and you will learn a little bit more about it. That's what does the outline. Then you have a lot of techniques to learn to make it clean. That means if you want a better line, you have to make certain stuff to make it work. What I mean is the model of that kinds of character is largely different than a standard model because a standard model is more focused on lighting. And and shadows and the effect of light will have in the model. When you do this type of model, the effect on light on the face can be make up with a lot of technique that will manipulate the normals or maybe some fake stuff to make fake shadow with a texture. There is a lot of method to make it clean, right? So you don't necessarily have to make a perfect model, just make a model that will fit what you're doing. So as I say, don't try to make something too nice. Don't try to make something too bad. Try to make it balanced. The word is balance. The balance is what's more important with modeling and texturing and everything that's in Blender. Try to make it balanced because balance is what will make it good. If it's extremely balanced, it will be boring too. Balance is everything, but you have to adjust the balance so it's interesting. So balance the things so the model is interesting, so you can show it, but try try to make it a bit messed up, let's say, or maybe a wobbly or something, something of your touch. So it's your model. You can say it's my model. I didn't copy it or everything like that. I mean, unless you're doing fan arts. If you do fan arts, like I do a lot of fan arts. You can find it on my channel, on my Sketchfab or my social. You will find a lot of fan arts at the moment because I like to do it for the moment. Then I will probably switch. So once you do fan art, it's very difficult because there is a huge amount of painting. The modeling can be quite rough, so I try to simplify as much as I can, but that stuff is very hard from the start, so there is no way around it. Because I'm saying keep it simple, but once the stuff is difficult, there is no way around it. You have to tackle it. Try to make it simple, but if it's not, it's not. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to tackle one by one, step by step. Maybe you can paint something in over some months, maybe some days, maybe some hours, but try to split it and bit. You just eat it one part by part. You know what I mean? So it's pretty much over, I think. There is maybe this problem with the eye. You just have to put the eye on the back. You can put the eye on the back, or you can do what I'm doing. That means I'm putting the vertex to the same spot, so I can put it back on the back of the head like that. Then it's only about some color miss issue with the eye. You see there is a bit of white, a bit of black. So I'm just trying to paint over it and it will be done. So I literally try to repaint everything because if you if you watch him now, he has no soul. He's coming for your soul. So if you don't put the shine and everything, if you don't put some gradients in there, then he will be looking lifeless. So you have to put it back some life in it. And usually it's like that. When you do something flat with flat colors, if you don't if you don't put some details of some gradients in there, you will have a soulless piece, and it's quite hard. So the words are symmetry. If you have a symmetry in your model, it will be boring. You have to break off the symmetry. If you look at Genshin Impact's models or every model that you find interesting, they break off the symmetry. That means this eye is like that. Maybe the eye on the right is different. And that's why anime is so impressive because it looks like it's flat, but there is a lot of details that make it undrawn, even even if most of it is digital. And it's the same for that. You have to put some details that will make it not flat, interesting, and break off the symmetry, because the symmetry is your worst enemy when you make a model. You have to keep some of the symmetry because it will make the animation harder if you have a model that's not symmetry. If it has not symmetry, the animation process will be hell too. So you have to have a symmetry without symmetry. So it's kind of you have to balance that. So if the model look a bit boring, maybe the dots on the face right now should be placed differently. Maybe the eyebrows shouldn't be the same. Maybe the eyes should be offset a bit. Try to make it clean, different but clean, right? So you can add some stuff to him, maybe an earring or something like that. Then you can find what you want to do. By the way, thanks to the creator of this drawing, because I didn't find his name. So if someone know who he is, I will put it down on the description. So remind that symmetry will break off your model and make it boring. So that means if you're modeling something and you put clothes, shoes, and everything like that, try to break off the symmetry. So if the shoe have laces, then maybe one shoe will have tied laces, one will have untied laces. So it's different and make it interesting, because that will count as detail. Details make things interesting, but you don't necessarily have to have high level of details, because high level of details will bring attention of the eye on the model. But the problem is, once you have too sharp details or too much details, you will cause fatigue in the eye, because detailed things are hurting your eyes at the long term, because it needs you to have a focus, and it hurts because some parts are crowded with details. If it's really crowded with details, then it's fine, because your brain will balance it out and make it as if everything is simple, right? We are human beings, and human beings like simple things. They hate the things that complicated. Trust me. So if you have a piece and you want to make it complicated, it's quite simple. You have to act as a separate parts. So one step at one step. The first step will be maybe flat colors, like this one. So this one have flat colors. So you can put flat colors everywhere on your model, because it's the base and it's simple, right? Now, if you have to complicate it, you have to put details, but in certain amounts, in certain quality, at certain place. So it's over. I'm glad you follow this, and I hope it will be useful to you. If you like the video, you can subscribe or like it or whatever. You can support me in my social media. You can follow me too if you want. And I try to improve the next tutorial, because this one was quite quick to make. And goodbye. Have a nice day.